What's up, everyone? I'm Jason. This is Freebird Garage, and we are working on the flat tracker frame once again. From last week, we got the oil tank fitted, and we are moving ourselves around to the neck. Got to get some more cleaned up so we can get this stuff installed. All right, let's get to it. All right, so last time on the frame, we were getting the rear end for the oil tank cleaned up. That's good to go. We're working on the neck now. We got a bunch of oil and grease. We got some new triple T's going to be going in this, and they are completely different from what we have stock. Everything's going to be pretty much changed. So we got some stuff I believe we got to chop. We got to do some cleaning. So first we're going to start off getting this neck all greased out and cleaned out. So we're going to see what we can do to empty this, because this is packed the way it should be. That's how they always are. Otherwise you'd probably have some severe problems, steering, wobble, seizing, all that above. All right, so let's see what we can do and get into it. All right, let's get cleaned up. I have like 16 different projects in this one garage going on, and there's just no more space. And I just need to finish one area to move up into the other spot. And what we're gonna do is, I got a bunch of mess going on my table here. I'm gonna lower this down so we can see more into the neck properly, be a little bit easier staring down from it. So I'm just gonna lower this down at least to the next step. So we can get this thing properly cleaned down. There we go. Much better. All right, now we can see down. Let's see if we can just wipe the majority of this off. Probably not, maybe so. And we'll have to check the races here, because I don't even know if the new ones, oh, man. Are going to do the same thing, I'm assuming so. And let's see if we got some engine cleaners to help before we kill it with just brake clean left and right. Aha! I do. I got some engine cleaner. Spray this down. And we'll let this sit for just a moment so it really gets into that grease, bites into it. There we go. Woof. All right, we're back. It looks like a lot of it got seeped out, so hit it with some brake clean. And there's still so much in there. All right, let's see if I can just drag a rag right through there. Oh, look at that. Bam. There it is. Woof. Some nasty stuff. All right, that pretty much took care of it. Go through again. A little more out. There we go. Okay. It's looking pretty good. I'm gonna wipe this down from the outside now. Now it's looking brand new. There we go. And the races still look pretty good. Nothing's pitted. This bike was pretty babied, I know, from the previous owner. So luckily there isn't damage of trying to refix anything that was already destroyed. redoing these races, you got to have that special tool, and not really looking forward to if I had to purchase that tool. Just like anything else, you will pay out the nose for that tool just to get it done. There we go. Okay. All right. Let me grab the triple T's here and let's see how this looks. The triple T's, these right here are a major part of the build because they're going to de-rake what we have on here. So obviously we're going to need to take this apart, but this is by 30 Racing, small builder, small niche setup for this. This is for the flat track racing. So right now we're at about a 31, 32 degree rake. This is going to de-rake it right around 2 degrees standard. So that's what we have right now to get those going. So let's see what these can do. And I really don't want to get these all nasty just quite yet. So we're going to release the top here. And I don't want to scratch it up, even though technically these are going to get beat up if you were to be on the track. We're going to remove the top here. Okay, and I'm going to set this aside. I'm not too sure. I believe this has got to go on the outside of the top of the neck. We'll clarify that later. So I'm removing right now this washer that's right underneath. Get that off there. Bam. The other part is I don't have the bearings because we're just kind of dry fitting this right now. Essentially, it's going to go up there, and on the top, just swing around. Just don't know if this block is going to be in the way or not. So let's grab. Getting that there. This would go right on top and go something like that. So what I need to do is figure out exactly, we're gonna have to figure out some spacing, but I have some other parts that we're gonna go with this as well. I'm gonna gnarl this up here, so we'll set this aside for now. So these are also a key component that go with this that will adapt to the frame that we got here. And they are, what do I call them, like couplers or spacers that he made for these. And there they are right there, okay? And then we got our race bearing. So just like that for one. Same thing that's wrapped up for this side, all right? So these will also help de-rake our neck and help push it back even further. So these actually go back another 4 inches. So we're almost de-raking, I believe it's a total of like 6 inches on this whole setup, which once it gets done, we're gonna be right around a 27 degree rake, which is like ideal for flat track. And for this frame, we're trying to mimic that XR 750. So this is a key component. It's hard to get that because you gotta buy certain frames to get close to it, but the frame that was the closest was the frame of the XR 750 for Sportsters. I don't know off the new ones what they are, you know, what do I call the Nightster and all the new, I don't know if those even come close to this or not. I don't believe so, but we're gonna check these out and see how these exactly fit into the neck here, all right? So I don't have any instruction manuals either, but as I can see, just placing it up here, they're gonna slide right down into the neck. So it's gonna look something like that once it gets flat. So we will end up knocking out the races here, might be doing that. We're gonna cut off the, we wanna call it the locking tab for the old neck mechanism here. So we're gonna cut that off for now and then see if we can knock out some of the races, because then that will be our new bearing and everything that goes up on top. And then we'll figure out if I have to heat these up or not to slide them in to make sure that it works. Before we do all that, we'll make sure all the rest of it fits. So that's why we're doing what we're doing right now. So let's get to, let's do some chopping. Let's chop that off here. And we're more than likely gonna have to lob off this block. And we're gonna raise this back to where we were at. I gotta get this neck somewhat figured out here because I have to get a special spacer for the wheels that go for the front and I need the forks in place in order to do that. So we kind of got to get that all mocked up here, all right? So one piece of the puzzle, so parts can be ordered, we get that done. Back to our top setting. Let's cut this off. Get rid of that gremlin bell there. There we go. It's also been smashed, hopefully by the trees and not by a crash, all right? All right, so before we clear this up, smooth it out, we're gonna lob off this block and make it nice and clean. So if you didn't know, if you have this block, that means you have a 39 and up front forks. If you don't have this block, you have a 35 millimeter. What this block does is that it allows the blocking of the front forks from smacking your gas tank. So if you don't have one, I know on the FXRs, it's real common to get like the older frames and then to weld one of these on here. So that's just a little know-how. If you didn't know, now you do. We're gonna switch to a little bit heavier for the grinding here. There we go. Nice and smoothed out. Perfect. All right, we just got to do the top one. Just about got it. And we'll finish that up with the air grinder there. So what we got going so far, neck's all cleaned up. We got this all grinded away, smoothed out. Got a little more to do on the neck up here. Still a little rough, so I'll smooth that out. And then our bearing cups is what the service manual calls them, or neck bearing races here. I need to get either the tool or I'm gonna cut these out. These are a real son of a bitch to get rid of. And the top one wouldn't be so bad, or maybe even the bottom one, but before I just start hacking away at it my way and ruin the inside of the neck, I'm gonna properly make sure that I have the right way I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna hold off on that for now. We're gonna transition to the back here. All right, so when I originally cut the forks, I had this all on the bike together and shot the forks, kind of one of the first things I did to the bike, and thought I would be able to get away with it, and then I wasn't too happy after I cut them the way that they are. And the tire and everything got in the way, put the new tire on, just didn't really roll out the way I wanted to. And they're just cut all jank. And if I were to put this all together, it just doesn't look too good in my opinion. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean these up. I have an idea for a small design I want to try before I completely lob off the rest of it. But what we're going to try to do is try to get like an angle going on one of these and see how that looks, and see if we can grind away or cut away what we got. All right, first cut. Let's see how well this goes. So that plan didn't really work as I was hoping to. So I'm just gonna lob off some more and see if we can just get it now as close as we can to the nut and see how that is. All right, so a lot more angle now. All right, so I got closer, about as close as I can to the outside of that circle. You can almost see where the circle is for the nuts supporting it. So we'll end up smoothing that out. So that'll be a nice circle area right here, look more natural. So I'm happy with that. It's a little close for comfort, but that'll work. And then we just got to do now the other side. We'll hack that away. We should be good to go from there. All right, that's enough sawzawing, sanding down on this frame. Pretty much we're good to go to start putting the actual parts on here once again and start assembling this. I want to get this as a rolling chassis while we're building the motor in the back there, and then we'll have other pieces obviously going along. We also got to fit the gas tank, and I have a little new design for the tailpiece that we're going to do as well. So got some good stuff coming up. Just want to get this frame prepped and ready. I got a big mess behind me everywhere around me on this garage. Pieces I need to get put away and stored so we got the right spots to go and get these back together. All right, but for now, guys, that'll wrap me in this one. I'll greatly appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button, tap that like, press the notification, leave a comment below and tell what you think. And for those who've already subscribed, thank you. And as always, stay free. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.